Welcome back to my backyard. Today is planting day. I'm going to start planting in my middle 5 beds here, and I'm going to start my first 2 rows of corn over in the food forest area as well. These are seeds that I purchased from a seed catalog. So let me adjust the camera and then I'll give you a close-up and you can see what we have here. Let's take a look at what we have. Like I still have a few seeds sprouting from the compost pile. Some people do what's called there's a name for it, where they just allow seeds to sprout wildly. Okay, but that's not the type of gardening I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to control what grows in my garden. So let's take a look at what we have. These are just beets. We've already got some planted. I may plant some more. I do have hot peppers. Those are going to go in the bed to my right over here. 2 kinds of hot peppers. I'll do a row of Anaheim peppers, poblano peppers, and then a row of jalapeno peppers. I've got some zucchini, which will go in the 2 beds that way. Something else growing in here. So those will get planted today. This is how my beds are going to go. And then parsnips are for the fall. Yellow squash will actually be planted over with the corn later. That comes much later. Cucumbers will get planted in the small bed just behind the camera over there. So those will actually go over here. Lemon basil will be planted in this bed and the next bed over that way, but after the tomatoes get up to a certain height. Basil I found don't like a lot of sunlight. They like moderate sunlight, and if you can give them a little bit of shade from the tomato plants, they actually do a lot better. So I will plant that later. Now here are my tomato plants. I got 3 different types of tomatoes I'm going to grow here. Brandywine yellow and Cherokee purple. These 2 will actually go in this bed right here. And those are just for everyday eating. I might do a little bit of canning with them. We'll see how many I actually get. But mostly these are just to enjoy throughout the season. Then I have these San Marzanos, which are kind of like a Roma tomato. And I think they get a little bit bigger than a Roma. And these are great for canning and doing sauces and things like that with. I'm going to do an entire bed of just these. That's that bed over there. Then I have some bush beans. So I've got 5 beds here. In my first bed I'm going to do the San Marzanos. I'm going to do the Brandywine and Cherokee purple in the second bed. My 2 kinds of peppers in the third bed. Zucchini in the 4th bed. Bush beans over here in my 5th bed on this side. The pole beans will actually go with the corn later, and I must have pulled my corn seeds out and left them aside in the house. I need to go back and get those because I will plant 2 rows of corn this week, and then in 2 weeks I will do 2 more rows of corn, and I may do another row or 2 after that, 2 weeks after that. I want to stagger my planting so I have a staggered crop when I start harvesting. When the corn gets about maybe 10 or 12 inches high, then I will come behind them and I'll plant the pole beans. And then once the pole beans get up to a certain height, then I'll come behind them and I'll plant the yellow squash in between. So you have to do a staggered planting with those. Again, basil, I'll wait till the tomato plants get about a foot high, and then I'll come back and plant basil in between the tomatoes. The tomatoes will help shade the basil, and the basil will actually help flavor the tomatoes, believe it or not. Parsnips and beets, these are for the fall. And that's everything I need. So I just gotta get my corn, and then I'm ready to start putting seeds in the beds. Okay, so I couldn't find my corn seeds. I went back and checked my shipping label, and evidently I must have forgot to order the corn. So I'm gonna have to get some corn seeds pretty quick. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and plant what I have. So we're gonna start with the Marzano tomatoes in the first bed. You don't want to plant them too close together. I don't want to overcrowd my bed, but I want to get, you know, as many in here as I can. The problem with raised beds like this is you're limited in space. You want to maximize the amount of space you have without overcrowding your plants. If you overcrowd them, you can deplete the soil, nutrients too quickly, which means not as good of a crop, and then year after year it's harder to maintain the soil. So I'm going to put probably 8 plants, 4 on each side in this bed. I'm going to go ahead and create my spaces for these first. Nice and moist down underneath all this mulch. It's definitely doing its purpose, keeping everything moist for me. Alright, I don't like the way these are laid out. Let's redo these. Move it over just a little bit more this way. There we go. That's better. Like that much better. Okay. Label off a banana. Someone must have forgot to remove that when they put it in the compost. Let's pull that out. Old pine tree growing in there. Definitely don't want that. Got a little worm right over here, moving around. Actually get rid of that. It was a rock. Oh, another worm. Another worm. Another 3 worms right here. Get you all in that dirt there. Oh, worms are loving this. I put probably 3 or 4 seeds maybe in each section. Okay. This will work. If I get 100% germination, I just thin them out. 1/2 inch or so deep. So far, everything I've planted from this seed place where I bought these seeds, I've had really high germination rate. So I expect most of these seeds to sprout up. So what I do is I just make a little hole, about 1 inch deep, but the dirt falls down in it, so I get about 1/2 inch of dirt. I just grab 3 or 4 seeds here, and spread them out in the hole, cover it back up, give it a little bit of pressure. I want it a little bit packed, and that's it. I'll do the next hole. Give it a little hole here. Grab 3 or 4 seeds, cover it up, pack it in. Still have a few seeds left. Just go ahead and hold on to those. These do good. Give me a nice crop and everything. Maybe I'll use these next year. Let's do the next bed. Alright, I'm going to do my Brandywine yellow on this side, Cherokee purple on that side. Again, we'll do 4 per side. Something else growing there. Can't seem to pick out. Here's some more squash. Doing really good. Hawk. There's a hawk. Hawk just flew overhead.
Pretty.
Oh, peach seed. Second tomato bed. Go ahead and do the peppers. Jalapenos first. That's the jalapenos. Let's do the poblanos. Just like that, 3 beds are down. Got 2 beds to go. Alright, so this is my zucchini bed.
1 seed per hole. I'm banking on 100% germination here. I might put some of these zucchini out here with the squash when I do my corn. I got 8 plants in here, but it's not very many. I do love zucchini, so may do something different there. Add a little extra to another bed. Alright, one more bed to plant in. Alright, so bush beans can be planted 4 inches apart. So I should be able to get these a little bit closer together than the other ones. I'm just going to clear a row on each side and then plant them about 4 inches apart. Final row spacing is 18 to 24 inches, so I'm just going to do 2 rows. Alright. Alright, that's it for my inner beds. Now I just gotta get some corn seed and start planting my corn. Alright, we're gonna cook something together here. This is a roast recipe I've made a couple times before. It's pretty good. I do it a little different each time I do it. So what we're gonna start with is just putting a little oil in this cauldron. That pan should be hot. So I'm going to put quite a bit in there. And while that oil is heating up, I am going to prepare my meat. It needs to be browned on all sides, and then I'll add some more stuff in. So I've got my little workstation here. Let's go ahead and get this ready. Woo! Oil smoking. May have done that a little too soon. Alright, I'm going to pull that pan off because that just heated up way too fast. It is cast iron, so it should stay warm. And this is the meat I'm going to cook. So this is just beef round, whatever. And I'm gonna pull this thing out. See how hot that was? Alright, we just need to season this a little bit. So we're going to start with some salt. Put some black pepper on there too. Put it on pretty heavy. Some of it will fall off. So there we go. And I am going to crush some fresh garlic and put that on there as well. Now, let's see. Whoop, that was actually 2 cloves. I thought that was 1. Push that over to the side. See if I can get these skins off here. Trying not to get any small cloves. They're so tedious. I don't generally like to cook with small cloves of garlic. I like these bigger ones. Give it a little crush. Pull it out of the skin. Go do this one too. There we go. Alright, that's it. Okay, let's just chop this up real quick. Now, what I like to do when I try a new recipe, I follow it exactly the way the recipe book says. And then I have an idea of what it's supposed to taste like. Then from there, the next time I make it, I modify it based on what my tastes are like. I, for one, am a garlic fiend. I love fresh garlic. I would put it in everything if I could. There's a place out in Austin, Texas called Amy's Ice Cream. And they make garlic ice cream. I want to try so bad, but they only have it a few times a year because it doesn't last very long, and they have to put it in a cooler on its own because the odors will actually infect the other ice cream. But garlic ice cream sounds disgusting. I bet it is wonderful. They say people absolutely love it. They don't usually have to throw it out. Usually they say people will just they just eat it. They order it all. They make it. They tell people when it's going to come out. All the locals, they come out like crazy. All right. And they take all of that wonderful ice cream and eat it. Wonderful place if you ever get out to Austin, Texas. Great place to go. All right. So we're going to salt and pepper the other side. This thing has to be browned on all sides. So anyways, what I was saying is this recipe calls for garlic powder. I don't like to use garlic powder. In fact, I don't even think I used it in the first time I made this recipe. I would rather you just use fresh garlic. That's what I like. Okay. That's pretty good. Now what we gotta do is brown this on all sides. While it's browning, I'm gonna be chopping some other veggies too, so we're gonna jump back and forth here a little bit. Let's go ahead and move back to the fire pit here. Let's get this thing cooking again. Nice hot bed of coals there. Alright, while that's browning, go ahead and chop some veggies up. Again, recipe calls for 1 or 2 ribs of celery. I like to use more than that. The celery's already prepped, we just got to chop it up here. You can actually cut them pretty big here for this, for what I'm doing, because these are going to go in here and cook for quite a while, a couple hours. So I don't have to cut them real small. We are going to put some fresh herbs in there. Let's cut up some fresh basil here. And I had a bay leaf in there too. I didn't mean to chop that up. Let's throw it over there. I got caught up in the basil there. Just cut it in half. There we go. Push that over. Now it calls for parsley. I got all this wonderful dill. So I think I'm gonna try it this time with dill. A little different. Does not call for dill, I'm just putting dill in it. Again, I like to make it my own, use what I have, that kind of thing. And it calls for 2 onions. One up front early here, and we'll put another one in a little bit later. So we'll just quarter it, and then you just pull that skin off like that, real easy like. More layer on this one. There we go. It's a pretty big onion, but I got 6 mouths to feed in this household, so. Got my wife, 2 kids, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law. Good. There we go. Alright, I need to go flip that meat. I lost my tongs. Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's turn the meat. There we go. Beautiful. I think you can see that. Beautiful meat. It smells so good. I wish you could smell this. Alright. Finish up the veggies. beautiful. All right. These are ready to throw in. As soon as the meat is browned, let's go back to the meat. Now, it says brown on all sides. That means I gotta get the sides of it too. Those coals are putting out some heat. It's a little warm outside today, so it's not fun to be in. Another thing this recipe calls for that I'm not going to put in is beef bouillon cubes. I don't like to use beef bouillon cubes, so I'd rather use a broth or something. Now normally I'd put a beef broth in this, but again, you work with what you have. Each time I make it, it's a little bit different, and what I have is chicken broth, so that's what's going in it this time. So this cauldron I'm using, this was completely rusted over. I can show you some pictures, some before and after pictures in the video. This was a complete rust pot. I have a brother that was in Texas, and he inherited a whole bunch of old cast iron cookware, all of it rusted, and he restored a bunch of it. He ended up giving me this one. It has a lid, which you'll see me put on here in a little bit. And I completely restored this myself. Cast iron, it takes some elbow grease. I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's not as hard as you might think. When you see a big old rusted cast iron pot, don't think it's run. It's not. It still has a lot of miles left in it. And as you can see, this pot is black as black can get. And it works so good. I've used it multiple times. Everything you make in it tastes just wonderful. It's pretty brown. That's what I wanted. Now what we're going to do, we're going to make what's called a ring of coals. Pull this out for a minute. I'm just going to pull all these hot coals right here to an outer ring. That was a little big, a little big. Get it nice and flat. Ooh, some heat coming off that. There we go. I'm going to put that right back down in that ring of coals. That's the way you want it. Where all them coals coming right up around the outside. I'll push them back in a little bit here in a minute. What we're going to do is we are going to add our veggies. Just like that. And then this is where I'd put the beef bouillon spice in if I wanted to. You can add some chicken stock here. Move my veggies around here a little bit. Now I'm going to add enough water just to cover the meat. Need a little bit more water. Hold on one second. Alright, I'll add a little more water here. we go. Covering the meat. And we're going to cover this up. Well, it slipped right out of my hands. So here's that lid that goes with it. I'll just pull these a little closer. If this is one of those campfire Dutch ovens, it would have an area on top I could put some coals. And I could probably set some up here and let it cook there, but I think I got a thick enough and hot enough bed of coals at the bottom, I should be okay. Now, this has to cook for several hours, like this. In about 2 hours, I'll add some more potatoes, carrots, parsnips. Parsnips is not part of the recipe, I like to add them in there, a little extra flavor. Probably throw in 1 sweet potato too, just for a little extra flavor. And stretch it out for all the mouths I have to feed. But this does have to cook for a while, so I'm going to put a couple big logs in here, let them burn real slow, and that'll keep everything warm and cooking for the time that I need. There we go. Just put that one in there. Stick that one down in there. And we'll just let it cook. Alright, it's been about an hour since I put all of this on, so let's take a look at how it's doing. Oh, that looks so good. Oh, it's nice and tender. It's getting there. We're almost there. Alright. Now, I'm going to add some veggies. I've got some sweet potato, red potato, some more onion, some parsnips, carrots, so lots of color in there, lots of good stuff. There we go. Stir that around a little bit. Get everything down in there. Oh, this is looking so good. Alright. We'll give it another hour and we'll check on the meat, see how tender it is. Let's go ahead and put the lid back on so we don't boil out. And give it another hour. Alright, I think we are done here. It's been sitting here another hour since I had the potatoes and so forth. Let's go ahead and take a look. There's a little bit of water left in the bottom. I'll probably make a gravy out of that. But it looks like everything's pretty much done. Let's just check the tenderness. Move some of these veggies out of the way. It looks pretty tender. I think we're okay. I think this is done. So let's go ahead and pull it off the grill, carry it up here, and I'll plate it. Alright, we got it up here on the porch. Let's go ahead and get it on this platter. Pull the veggies back. Oh my goodness, that looks so good. We can do this without it falling apart. Oh, look at that. Where do I want it? Center maybe? That smells so good. Onion, celery, potatoes, parsnips, carrots, dill, basil, bay leaf. So many flavors.
Whew. Some of these veggies have cooked to the side of the pan. Oh, this turned out so good. So much better than last time even. I'm very excited to try this. Oh, look at that. I'm going to take that little bit of juice that's left in the bottom, try to make a quick gravy with it on the stove, and serve this up to my very hungry family. Probably a better meal for the winter time. Very hearty, a lot of root vegetables. But you know what? We are in early spring. This is not a horrible time to do it. Our first semi-nice day. I think this meal is perfect. Perfect for what we're trying to deal with right now. There it is. I'm gonna go enjoy this with my family. Thank you all for joining me. Have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you enjoyed it, and hit the like button and ring the little bell. That way I can notify you next time I post a video. Thanks for watching.